Okay, here we are. We're going to go over some of the baits that we used down at the St. Johns River this past weekend and back during the BFL. Also the past weekend for the Toyota Series event down there. So one of the very first things I want to talk about is the liquid Mayhem scent attractant, crawfish scent attractant. That helped me tremendously land a lot of the bites that I got, and made a huge difference in me especially winning the BFL event down there. So very key item, very crucial that I used that. Made a lot of difference. The exact bait I used is this guy right here, Zoom Ultravive Speed Worm. The hook I used, especially for this latter event, the Toyota Series, was believe it or not, a 6/0 wide gap owner hook. I typically use a different hook, but this guy right here was money for this last event. Okay, here's the package. Zoom Speed Worms come in. I've got hundreds of these things. They're a great bait. I use them all over the place. They're especially good around grass. Another thing I want to go over real quick is the Fish Monkey gloves I use while I'm fishing. Very important. The inside of them, where you grip your rod, they give you great control over your rod. Since I've started using these, I've not lost my rod on the hook set or dropped it or anything. I mean, they're phenomenal. Keep my hands from hurting from fish finning them and different things. They're a great product. The exact setup I use, this here's Luge Speed Spool Tournament reel, 20-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, 1/8 ounce Titan tungsten weight. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but these weights are stamped with the size on the side of them. Very important, so you know what size weight you're throwing at all time. Bobber stop, of course, on the top to peg it. Sometimes I threw it unpegged if I was dragging it over open ground. Again, you see the big 6/0 owner extra wide gap hook. Very important. Last but not least is the rod I used is a 7'3" Amistad rod made by Falcon. All my rods are Falcon rods. They're a great product. Highly recommend the use of these. I used a big rod because I was catching large fish around dock pilings and things, and I needed the power to get the fish away from those pilings so they didn't break me off. The weight on that setup's a 1/8 ounce. This one here is just for a little bit more windy conditions. Again, I don't know if you can see that or not. Against Titan tungsten, it's got the weight stamped in it. It's a 3/16 weight. This one is not pegged. That's the one I would use dragging out in the wind in the open water. And let me flip in my box here real quick, and I'll grab one of the others that I used. Here's the one I used on the first day on St. John's. It's a 5/16 that I used to control the bait and get the speed worm closer to the pilings where the fish were at, have a more vertical fall. You kind of throw a foot or two in front of them, let the wind and the current drift it into there. That worked great. But I had to go up to the larger size to get the bite. Again, the fish really preferred the 1/8 ounce, maybe even smaller than that if I could have got away with it. It was so windy and wavy out there where I was fishing. A smaller weight just really wouldn't work most of the time. So when I got in a wind protected area, I would throw the 1/8 or the 3/16. And yeah, that's about all there was to it. The rest of it was primarily location. I was only fishing anywhere from 1.5 feet to about 5 feet of water out on the end of the pilings where it dropped off, and that's where the fish would gang up at. But the last day of the tournament, this past weekend, the Toyota Series, the fish were there. They would bite, but they would just hit it and drop it. I had to scramble around. Finally found a new area at the mouth of a canal that the fish were coming in staging and spawning and whatnot, and we wound up catching our limit there and missed the top 10 cut by a few pounds, but still a good finish, top 15. Still very respectable for not having any practice time much to speak of. So that's pretty well going to conclude the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned, there will be more, and I will get better. Thanks, have a good day. Bye bye.